So check this video out.
What's wrong with you?
What are you talking about?
What you mean what I'm talking about? You know
Talking about?
Why you quit your job?
Because I wasn't finna pay bills anymore. I don't want to do any of this anymore.
What do you mean by that?
What you mean you not gonna pay bills no more?
I'm not paying any bills anymore. Like, are you hard of hearing?
Wool up, just wool up.
Like, I'm not doing it anymore.
So you're not gonna help me out on my...
Oh.
Why?
Because that's your job. You're supposed to be paying all the bills in the first place. Why I gotta go work? Why I gotta get up at 8 o'clock?
Who house is this?
It's our house, but you gonna pay all these bills. I'm not doing it by myself.
I'm saying, so what's wrong with you working and help?
There's a lot wrong with it. Why I gotta do it? Why I gotta do it? You sit up here and act like you the man of the house. Okay, be the man of the house and pay all the bills. I'm not doing it.
It's about time.
I am the man of the house.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Not complaining like that.
No, I'm the man of the house, and the man of the house telling you need to.
No, I'm not gonna go do anything. I'm gonna continue to do what I'm doing right here on my computer, and you.
All right, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Also, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who I learned this truth from, and peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. Back at it with another spiritual observation, man. I don't know if this is a skit or if this is real. We have to remain circumspect when it comes to these videos. The point of this epistle actually isn't to speak about the wickedness of the woman, all right, how she's at ease, how she's lazy, and things like that. It's actually kind of dealing with a little bit of balance in relation to our people. So I started one more time.
So check this video out.
What's wrong with you?
What are you talking about?
What you mean what I'm talking about? You know
Talking about?
Why you quit your job?
Because I wasn't finna pay bills anymore. I don't want to do any of this anymore.
Bingo. I feel the sister. Hey, that's a spirit that the Lord's hopeful elect is coming in. That we don't want to do this anymore. All right. That is honestly a damn good spirit to be in. But you have to respond accordingly, man. You have to meet the will of Yahweh Shema Shai per your deliverance from this captivity. See, a lot of our people don't understand that, hell, we're in our captivity to this very day, all right? And the Lord is starting to pull back that veil, and the people, they're not liking what they're seeing, all right? So they're complaining that Jake, especially the woman, hey, we're none of us, we're supposed to be a royal above nation, above these other nations, but because of our transgressions, the Lord made us lower than these nations. Now we're subject to payments. Now we got to pay these fucking bills. Now we got to be on the plantation day in, day out, week in, week out, and it is breeding insanity. I don't know what the dude was talking about. I came across a video, but basically he was saying that the biggest issue with America and how we live is the repetitiveness of that grind, man. There's no, I mean, you got your vacation, you got your so-called weekend, but that shit come and go, man. It's that, let me say, as a spiritual man, it's the vain God damn it, what's it called? Doing the same thing, repetition, man. God gracious, the Wadi Abashim Hawashah. It is the vain repetition, all right, that is driving everybody crazy. Madness, man. We're working and working and working. People, it started with our people, the Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're not, I mean, even if you do have money, if you're not fulfilling the will of the Lord, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, whatever you have, it's gonna come to naught anyway. Your family will come to naught, your resources, your body, you know what I mean? So it'll behoove you to understand this thing, do it the right way, so you can live in a life of luxury for all eternity. That's what the Lord is promising us, instead of what we're experiencing now. And instead of Eve copping out, you're tired, sister, just like we are, all right? We're tired as fuck too, but we got to keep on pushing as men, all right? I understand what that sister's saying, but I'm not agreeing with that haughty ass, I ain't gonna do nothing, you do it all nigga spirit. That's going to hell off, and that's another epistle for another day concerning the wickedness and how out of order Eve is, okay? But the whole point of this epistle actually is to desire to get out of our captivity because we're tired, man. And I'm being balanced in this epistle. I could fire that nigga up for being a weak ass nigga, even dealing with a woman like that at this point, that woman up. All right, but the whole point is we're tired, man. And it's because we're under wicked rulership, Esau, Edom, and this vain repetition is wearing everybody out, is wearing Esau, Edom's descendants out, and that's what's gonna cause prophecy to fully manifest and come to pass in relation to the book of Second Esdras, a man invading one another because of the lack of bread, etc. But this is the book of Micah 2:10. Arise ye. All right, so we got to get up, we got to wake up, as they say, stay woke, all right, and depart. So we have to get up and come out of something. What? The philosophies that is Babylon the Great, the nature that is the flesh. We have to depart from that. So we have to wake up and then put out for that shit. Why? For this is not your rest. That's why you're subject to payments. That's why you're still on the plantation. That's why you're making all these excuses of prostitution, selling drugs, because it was never really for us to be good ass slaves. We don't know how to do that. That's why Jake don't want to do it. You see the spirit. Yeah, there's a issue of laziness, with some of our people. But truth be told, man, we ain't really supposed to be working. So I do understand it. I do understand the Israelite. I do understand even a woman. Hell, all of Eve want to do is sit back with her feet kicked up all day. We understand that. That's coming, Eve. But right now isn't the time for you to have your feet kicked up, shout. Again, that's kind of touching on another subject. And so you have to work. You have to work somehow, some way. You have to labor. You have to help your man, or you have to have your own little shit going, man. All right, because we're in captivity. Everybody's working. Everybody's working out, serving their captivity, except you Israelites that sold out. And guess what? Yahweh by Shemal Shai got your number. Look at R. Kelly. Look at Diddy. They are currently in incarceration right now, rich and as good looking, or what? Let the girls tell it, as these men were. It didn't help them out any. It didn't save them. It didn't deliver them from the hand of Yahweh by Hashem and Hawashai. But again, Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. And that's what we're teaching our people. They don't want to hear it though, but they'll complain and cop out. Oh, I quit. We understand you want to quit, Eve, but you see that haughtiness behind her spirit. Instead of breaking down and crying and being meek and humble and be like, man, this is bullshit. This is hard out here. I need you, brother. We talk about her husband. You know what I mean? That's how she should be. We need to work together because this is hard. Instead of coming in that meek spirit and just saying this sucks, all right, and being honest. Oh, I'm a goddamn queen. I ain't gonna work. You gonna pay all the bills, nigga. And I'm gonna give the bare minimum. And that's the spirit that a lot of women coming in. You could be the finest woman and have the and be able to pull the most highest quality man, but it'll come to naught because you women don't really know how to be wise, even to a high quality quote unquote man. You don't know how to serve a man. You don't know how to do anything. So all these relationships quote unquote come to naught anyway. But again, this is not your rest because it is polluted. That's why it's not our goddamn rest. This place is polluted, subject to payments. Plantation loving ass niggas. All right, they love it. It shall destroy you, and we have seen the full destruction of our people. Look at them. The scriptures tell us about our people being sottish, means stupid. All right. Even with a sword destruction. So that's the whole point, man. Rising up and departing and putting off that old man, because we see what time it is. We see the error of our ways. Now we're coming back, calling upon Yahweh by Hashem and Hawashai, and hopes that the Lord will remember us, man, and grant us that mercy that we seek so much, because we understand it now. This ain't it. We went off, all right, and we had to be punished. We had to be subject to payments and going to work 9 to 5 and or whatever shift have you. And it's just, again, that vain repetition will breed insanity, man. And that's what we're dealing with through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem and Hawashai, and everybody feels it. But only, it's only one group of people that's actually speaking the correct way about it. Hey, we're acknowledging we're in captivity. We're oppressed. You know what I mean? Our people, they're oppressed right along with us, but they're denying the power of Yahweh by Shemal Shah. So therefore, they're not going to ever admit that we came back into captivity via cargo slave ships. We're a lot of us. All right, Israelites here. All right, we're on cargo slave ships, etc. All right, because of the curses that pertain to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai's disappointment and disapproval with us, man. They're never gonna acknowledge because they don't fear and serve Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, so they'll never come to this full understanding that we're in captivity to this very day. Our people are tired. The scriptures speak about that, but it's talking about the Lord's hopeful elect. Hey, he shall, wear out the saints of the Most High, man. All these laws that he's changing, all these lies, looking at our people on a daily basis, man, acquiring this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding through that fear will cause us to, go crazy because we understand it and we call upon the Lord daily. Lord, please deliver us. We don't want to be a part of this. We want nothing to do with their wickedness. We want nothing to do with their judgment. And we do these things on a daily basis through the Spirit in hopes that the Lord will forgive us, man. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 2 and verse 12. And it reads, to deliver thee, discretion, in 11, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee. And that's this truth, this was not your understanding, man. All right. It'll preserve us from these evil, wicked times to come, man. And the scriptures speak about that. Hey, wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. It's about to be some real unstable times, and we're going to need to be stable. All right, verse 12, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, Esau, Edom, and everybody that follows in wickedness, 2/3 of the nation of Israel. You wicked men, you wicked women, even you children are wicked, man. Hey, this whole Bible is to deliver us from the way of you people, from the man that speaketh forward things. But first and foremost, starting with Esau, Edom, who leave the path of unrighteousness to walk in the ways of darkness. And hey, man, that's our people all day and every day, man. All right, Sardis, they don't want to do right. They want to remain in darkness. Who rejoice to do evil, Esau, Edom, and the wicked Israelites, man. Delight in the frowardness of the wicked, man, whose ways are crooked and they froward in their paths, man. All right, to deliver thee from the strange woman, first and foremost, the philosophies, the doctrines that is wickedness, that is Esau, Edom, that is the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, that is these other heathen nations, that is everything other than Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right, these are all strange doctrines, strange women, but the literal strange freaking women. Women of our nation that deal with any manner of wickedness, voodoo, goddamn, horoscope reading. Our women are big into that. Astrology, tarot cards. If you scroll, man, any point in time, especially by 2, 3 in the morning, you know how brothers is. We get to scrolling, looking for epistles, looking for other brothers, and then you'll see Eve, 3 in the morning, bunch of them. I'm scrolling live. Tarot card reading. Eve is off the chain, man. All right, these are these strange women that the Lord is keeping us from via the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, even from the stranger which flatters with her words, man. Okay, and that's the whole point. But ultimately, going into those flattering philosophies of the of wickedness, man. Hey, be a whore, be a whoremonger, right? That's what they taught us via rap and hip hop, man. When we was coming up, I'm talking goddamn the height of 106 in part when I was in middle school and high school, you know what I mean? Rap City in the basement. What I mean is we grew up in an era where we watched videos damn near non-stop, man. All they did was play music videos on MTV, even country music television, CMT. We scrolling through that as we, trying to find BT and MTV and VH1, all these things, pop-up videos showing my age a little bit, you know what I mean? But all these things, man. And do you think it was righteousness being taught, being presented in front of our face, or was it a bunch of whoremonger, pimp ass, whore ass spirit that they was giving us a whole bunch of vanity, money, bling bling and shit when that first started out? When Lil Wayne, Cash Money first came out with the word bling, damn bling, man, it was over with. 99, 2000, it was over with. All right, these are the strange philosophies, these flattering words of Babylon the Great. Sell your soul, be like P. Diddy, become a billionaire, get you a clothing line. All these things don't pertain to taking it low, suffering, the servant not being greater than the master. The Lord came lowly and he was abused and lied upon and oppressed by his own damn people. The Lord taught us that we're not greater than him, so we're going to go through it. We're all for it through the Spirit. All right, everybody else just get the hell out the way. We're coming for our persecution, we're coming for our suffering, and we're coming for our reward after that. Get the hell out the way. You know what I mean? We're done with it. You know, you 2/3 women, you 2/3 guys as well, man. You weak guys. The scriptures speak about the Lord giving you two bozos over to each other. A wicked woman to be giving it to a wicked man and vice versa. That's why a lot of you 2/3 niggas out there are dealing with uh not peace inside of your home because you're a weak guy. All right, and you may be strong physically or carnally, but when it comes to spirituality, you're 0.0% in this thing, man. You ain't got no missions completed. You have no training completed in serving Yahweh Hashem or Hawashai. Therefore, the Lord will give you over to being oppressed by a woman who says she's gonna quit her damn job and not do anything. Again, I don't know if that was a skit or not. Doesn't matter. That happens in real life, buddy. All right, and this is what we need to be delivered from, this type of mentality. Ultimately sticking with the theme of the epistle, working. We're tired of it, you guys. This is vain repetition, day in, day out. When does it stop? Is this what we're fighting for? This is what y'all love, to go to work day in, day out, get 2-week vacation max for the average person, and that's pushing it. Average person probably maybe get a week, and then if you got a regular job, you don't even get that. You probably get just the weekends or maybe that one day that you can take off, you know what I mean, every now and then. But there's no fucking break to this, man. And the Lord deals with rest, believe it or not. So all that I don't get tired as spirit is kind of going off. Now we want to work as much as we can, especially as young men, you know, in our youth and our strength and our vigor. But the Lord does deal with rest. The Lord speak about that in the book of Genesis. The land Sabbath. All right, so there is things pertaining to rest. Everything isn't just go, go, go. Those Shabbats, guess what? If you are following the law, man, it keeps you from being completely sinned the hell out. That's that one day a week that you know, supposed to be offending less. Okay, that you're not indulging in the pleasures that you can indulge as far as the righteous thing or lawful things the rest of the week. You know what I mean? Here comes the Shabbat, and it'll keep you, you know, from just constantly indulging in pleasure. And you know the main thing in which I am talking about, but not just the act of dealing with a woman, a man and a woman and how they do, but any type of pleasure. Like you won't know what it's like to suffer, to say, hold up, we gotta wait. You know what I mean? You're just always going. That's a spirit that's upon a lot of women. They can't sit down. Truly, we're starting to assess Eve, man, like through the spirit, through filtering her through, you know, the spirit. Eve can't sit down because Eve thinks she missing out on something because she the weaker vessel. It's like a big brand new world to her. As men, it's not that impressive. You know, we're simple creatures in certain regards, very complex in others. Like when it comes to things that we believe in, that's our complexity. When it comes to just basic necessities, a woman, something to eat, family that respect you, you know what I mean? That's pretty much it. A guy's pretty much happy when it comes to those simple things, man. The complexity lies in what a man believes in and what he's willing to fight and die for. Nobody else has that but true men and women that cleave on to you know that as well, you know, fight for her family with her femininity, of course. But you know, anyway, the whole point being, our people are the hell off. They don't understand what's going on because they're not serving how about Shema Shai. Therefore, you'll see a lot more of this covert crash out mentality or behavior, like Eve quitting, but she didn't do it. You know, she wasn't completely belligerent, but that'll come, man. People are eventually just gonna say to hell with it, and they're gonna do it very aggressively. They're gonna quit. They're gonna cuss everybody out on the way out like they do it in the movies, and then more drama will commence once they get home and they're not working anymore, be it male or female. Hey, a lot of people are about to be out of jobs. AI is taking over. Prepare your mind for these things. A lot of brothers, a lot of sisters have jobs that can be replaced in the blink of an eye this day by AI and or a robot. So we have to be aware of these things and trust in Yahweh Shema Shai. Cleave unto the Lord now and learn how he operates. And you know, you'll have the type of faith to believe, you know what, the Lord is real and he is in fact all powerful. There's nothing too hard for the Lord. So we're not worried about issues that pertain to a roof over our head, clothes on our back, food and water in our bellies. We're not worried about that because we have been trained up. Going back to those two idiots, they haven't been trained up, therefore they're freaking out. And if that dude was trained up, as a son of Yahweh, he wouldn't even be dealing with a female like that, man. Now we've all dealt and we've all fell short, you know, and you know what I mean, become weak, but that's what the scriptures are for. It teaches us, it matures us, it molds us into being like Yahweh Shemal Shah, which is perfect, which is a ruler, which is beautiful, you know, which is all knowing. Talking about Yahweh Shemal Shah. And again, we're striving for those things, striving for those masteries, man. So again, we pray, we do these things, man, and the Lord is growing us. He's strengthening us. We're not freaking out like they are, man. You know what I mean? And we don't care about working. We're gonna do whatever the Lord do, whatever he give us to put a roof over our head, to keep us going. We'll accept that, but we're not boasting and working. That's crazy. You got Jake around here boasting, you know, talking about I don't get tired ass nigga, I got 2 job ass niggas. That's not it, bro. Jake boasting and having multiple jobs. You're a nigga on this earth that's boasting and having multiple captivities, you know. That's sick. Oh, I got 2 jobs. Like, come on, bro. We don't supposed to be working, period. That's the spirit that our people have. Scripture speak about people having a zeal. But it isn't according to knowledge. So that means they still have that remnant upon them. They still have that salt upon them. They still like to dress. They still like to dance, but it ain't in righteousness, man. Jake still have that, a little bit of that royal mentality, to the point he don't really want to work. Eve understands that part. Eve understands the feet kicked up part about being an Israelite and a princess. She understands that, but it ain't in righteousness. It ain't according to knowledge. Eve want to have her feet kicked up and worship, but it ain't according to knowledge. Bitch, we're not doing that in the kingdom. Now you can get these Edomites to worship you, and when they see you anytime in the kingdom, they bow and they got their head down. In the other nations as well, even the 2/3. If you wanted the 1/3, you make it, you'll get that type of glory. But right now isn't it. So going back to, you know, arising apart, for this is not our rest, man. We have to remember that. I guess that's pretty much the point of this epistle. You need to come up out of that way of thinking. This ain't it. Yes, we are almost gone. All right, we're almost home. We're almost done serving out our captivity, but not just yet. So we're subject to payments. We're subject to having to go to work. Now you pray to Yahweh Shema Shah for balance. You pray to Yahweh Shema Shah for provision, and he won't give you over to things that's too hard, where you got to quit your job and things like that. And now it's causing the spirit of strife and division within your home. That shit, you know, if it's not a skit, it's gonna cause more and more problems. And then, you know, maybe Eve is at home cheating, or if she's not cheating, she's gathering abroad via on that cell phone. So she got all this free time and liberty to do God knows what, which is just gonna create more and more problems, which is why we're telling our people we have to get out of here. All right, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Till next time, Shalom.